Hey guys, welcome back to Chuckload of Comics, continuing coverage of Ace Comic Con right here in Chicago. We've got a guest here in the booth, a guy I've been wanting to talk to for, I'd say, years, maybe a couple years. Never thought we'd have a chance to have him on the show, guys. The one, the only Mr. Bosslogic. Give him a round of applause. We got a big crowd of people over here. This is Bosslogic, people, the one and the only. How's it going, man?
Oh, I thought you said Bosslogic.
All right.
Bosslogic.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm just still recovering from the time zones. But
Yeah.
it's been a blast here.
Con's been a lot of fun. I understand
It
you were
has.
just hanging out with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, for a second.
Yeah.
It was like literally a second.
It's so funny, man, because you're one of these people, these rare few people where the celebrities of these conventions are your fan. They're fans of you. I mean, what's that like? What's it like going to a convention where the celebrities want to pull you off the show floor and hang out with you and meet you and talk to you?
Definitely weird. I'm still not used to it.
Really?
Like, I try not coming up like a fanboy, but
It's hard not to.
It's hard not to.
When they say, hey, Chris Hemsworth wants to sit down with you for a second, just take a couple pictures.
Yeah, it's like I go there and it's like, yeah, I'm cool, but no, I'm not cool at all.
You're pretty cool. Yeah, we're what are we, like 1.6 million Instagram followers, I think. Ryan, what's the count up to right now for Bosslogic?
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to pull that up. But
It's 1.6 million.
It's about 1.5 million higher than I could ever be. So,
You know, I heard, I think it was an interview you were doing. You were thinking about maybe moving out to L.A.
I was, but then I checked out New York. New York's pretty good.
Are you thinking New York?
Yeah.
I'd like to suggest Chicago.
Chicago.
I know
well,
it's-
it's not that far from New York,
See-
so
You know, you could commute.
yeah.
I know the weather's maybe a little bit better in New York. It's definitely a lot better in L.A.
You guys are freezing, man.
It is pretty
It's way
cold.
too cold.
You're from Melbourne, Australia, yeah?
Yeah, but we get summer and winter in the same day. So
no,
On the
no,
same
no,
day?
my friend, you do not get winter. You do not get winter.
they can confirm we get winter. Yeah, we get winter and summer. So
That's true.
I want to dive into the art, but before we do, I want to kind of stick on this celebrity fandom for Bosslogic. I mean, when Jake Gyllenhaal was on the Jimmy Fallon show, and they started talking about you, you weren't watching it live, I understand, but I mean, who told you about it, and what was your reaction?
So basically, my mother sent me the link.
Yeah.
So she goes, check this out. So I did, and it was amazing for the first second. Then it just got weird.
Yeah.
It's like you don't hear a shout out go on for like 40 times.
They turned a whole segment out of it. They mispronounced your name like a dozen times.
Yeah, I made a whole alter ego account because of it.
I mean, you're one of the few artists that gets invited to Marvel movie premieres. I mean, you went to the Endgame premiere, like the premiere of all premieres, the purple carpet premiere of Avengers Endgame. What can you tell us about like that experience? I mean, it must have been insanely overwhelming, nah?
We felt like I took my friends with me, and we felt like completely out of place. Like
Yeah.
we were just there, just like
What,
waving.
your lucky friends. Were these the friends that went with you?
Not Zubair, but my friend Amir. He went with me.
Amir went to the premiere of
Yeah.
Endgame.
Yeah. Did you enjoy the Endgame premiere? Yeah.
He said,
I
of
mean,
course.
how could you not?
He was dressed up like
Yeah.
to the nines, and I'm like,
Did they roll out the purple carpet for you, or did they kind of like keep you at arm's distance from some of the celebrities?
nah. I think we were like, the securities like let them stay on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you we were out of place.
Yeah, yeah. What about the after parties? I understand there's some pretty wild after parties.
The after party was awesome. So basically, I met Benedict Wong at the.
Benedict Wong?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
But he was like fully drunk.
Really?
But that was the best part of it, though.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the art, man.
Yeah.
What's your process? I mean, from start to finish, when you come up with a concept, do you sketch stuff out on paper and then transfer it digitally, or is it just straight?
All my ideas I basically sketch out for idea purposes. Then I write notes down and keep them locked up. And then when I go to the process, it's digital manipulation plus digital paint, mix them all together to blend like a cinematic scene. That's why all my works kind of look cinematic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, how long does it take? Start to finish.
Certain works, like the ones I dish out every day, like between 4 to 8 hours. But
Wow.
professional works, maybe 12, all the way up to 30 hours.
So you knock them out in essentially almost a day.
I try to get it while the news is hot. So.
That's the thing. That's why you have 1.6 million Instagram followers.
Yeah.
Is because as soon as they announced, like take Jamie Foxx for example, they said, okay, Jamie Foxx is going to do Spawn.
Yeah.
4 hours later, there's a movie poster online, and it looks like cinema quality movie posters. Oh, Bosslogic, I guess, checked Twitter and saw that Jamie Foxx is
That
in
was
it.
actually made in advance. Since
Oh, yeah?
There was a rumor a couple months back, so I just made one. So,
Yeah.
So when the news dropped, I just reposted.
So you were just like you timed it perfectly. You were like,
Yeah.
I got this in the pocket. I'm going to put it out here right when the news pops up.
Most of the news that I do are like reposts because I've done them beforehand. Then they just get confirmed. So
Yeah.
it's luck.
So how many things you got sitting in the can waiting for announcements to happen? You have like every single casting of the X-Men sitting on a flash drive somewhere, just ready to go.
Some.
Yeah.
There's a bit, but
I bet you get a little bit more news ahead of some of us, don't you?
certain actors now DM me
Yeah.
because they
Serious?
want parts. So they
That's genius.
yeah. So I put it out into the world and they see what
And
happens.
they slip you a couple bucks, like
Yeah.
on the side. Like, thanks, man, appreciate it.
Like-
So is that what Fantastic Four did? Is that what happened with Mr. Mr. Fantastic?
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, we saw the John Krasinski, Mr. Fantastic. Did you do one of those?
That's like I've done one too. It's like a whole bunch of people did it,
Yeah,
but it won't work without Emily Blunt. If you don't put them together, it won't work.
that's true.
Yeah.
What do you think the chances are that we're going to get a Krasinski Blunt?
Rumors never come true, so
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna happen.
I heard it's, and it surprises me. It's always been your dream to do a Spider-Man. I think I saw that when you were at San Diego Comic-Con. Have you since done some Spider-Man fan art?
I've done heaps of Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. I misheard. I'm
Yeah.
glad we did this. I'm glad we talked about this.
I've
do you-
done also Miles Morales Spider-Man, which
Yeah.
is my favorite. So
Yeah. Anything you've kind of wanted to do, never really gotten the time to knock it out?
basically the Celestials. I haven't worked on them. So
Are you excited about the Eternals? Because
Yeah.
we actually just sat down with Andy Park, and I was trying really, really hard to pick his brain as much as I possibly could. How excited are you to start getting knee deep into the Eternals and the stuff coming up in Phase 4?
super excited. I'm just waiting for them to actually announce which Eternals they're going to use, like
Yeah.
show them properly. I've seen concept art.
You have seen?
Like they've released posters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so as soon as they release like who's the names and everything, that's when I'll get
How
it.
about the X-Men? Have you seen the concept art for the X-Men yet?
There's no concept art.
Do you have any?
You almost
X-Men
had him.
Hidden, ready to go.
I just know that it's coming. That's all I know.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's more
and
than
they
we
might
know.
Not, and they might not focus on the main, like Wolverine and stuff. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So understand, guys, in just a couple hours, we're going to be going on to the creator stage. I understand this is going to be your first live in-person panel ever. How is that possible that you've never been invited onto a panel floor before?
Well, for the longest time, I never showed my face.
Okay.
online, And I just denied most of them.
Really?
But as of last year, I think it is, I put my face on the internet. It was like a whole personal sort of thing. And ever since then, you're the first person that panel that offered it. So,
I'm insanely honored.
yeah.
Right?
Chuckload of Comics is going to host the first ever Bosslogic panel in the history of Bosslogic panels.
I'm going to bomb this 100%.
Dude, we're going to crush it. This is our warm-up. This is our warm-up. And if I may say, guys, it's going quite well.
I think so.
I'm enjoying myself.
You
all
just
that
need to
matters.
realize that everybody is here to listen to what you have to say.
Yeah.
So there's absolutely nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
It's
Everything
gonna,
that you
it's
say-
going to get much more deeper on stage. So
Yeah.
If everyone wants to tune in, so
Yeah, well, that happens at 5 o'clock here at Ace Comic Con. So we talked a little bit about the Eternals. Besides them, what are you most excited about in Phase 4? I know we got the Doctor Strange horror madness, the
Probably
multiverse of
Blade.
madness.
Blade. Yeah.
Have you started doing any Blades?
already done.
Yeah?
I already pitched Marshall Ali,
Yeah,
the actual
yeah.
Blade picture. So I had one ready last February. So
Yeah?
I posted it up.
What did he say? Has he seen it and did he get back to you?
He said, like there was rumors that when he got the Oscar for his role, and he went to Kevin Feige, my picture was used in
Really?
that pitch. So
How's that feel? Your art is being used because I assume you started at conventions, online, that sort of thing, and now your art is being used in the pitch meetings at Marvel Studios. Do you ever get used to that?
not at all. But I hope I get to do it officially.
Yeah.
I would love to dress up the actors. And
It's bound to happen.
Yeah.
Do you know Andy Park? Have you guys
Of
met and
course.
hung out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to say we're friends, but we're con friends. I would like to know more, but haven't got the chance yet.
Oh, it's going to happen without a doubt. So I want to ask you a question. I mean, I know you got places to be. As a fan, I'm asking you as a fan, not Bosslogic art god, but Bosslogic comic book fan, the X-Men.
Yeah.
Would you rather see, or what do you see them doing? Are they going to go to the classic comic book 90s costumes, or you think they're going to go back to the black leather outfits? What do you think? What do you want to see?
The comic costumes doesn't, for me, it doesn't work.
Doesn't fly?
In movies. But if you can give it a homage, look, vamp up the new style with the old style, like the MCU suits, kind of make them kind of X-Men.
Kind of like Deadpool comes out in a leather outfit, not just like spandex and a cloth hood.
Yeah, something like that. But what I want them to do is not focus on Wolverine. Like, give Cyclops center stage now.
Who do you want to see him start with? I want to see him start with like a Rogue, or maybe a Rogue in a Gambit movie, maybe to kick it off.
Yeah, but Rogue and Gambit will be sick. But let Cyclops take center stage.
Have Cyclops kick it off?
Yeah, I want it to be center stage.
It's a problem because they've never done him right.
Yeah.
They've always treated him as a joke, and he's like the baddest X-Men. He could blow a hole through a mountain without even thinking about it.
But he's such a nerd.
No,
We're all nerds, Ryan. We're all nerds.
He's not a nerd.
And nobody's making a movie about me.
That's what makes him awesome, though, being a nerd. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are you currently reading comic books right now? You got what's on your pull list?
Right now, I'm currently not reading comics right now. It's all work.
Yeah.
Basically, just concepts. My social media works, actual works for Sony and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Official stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you could pretty much just kind of live outside of your studio in Melbourne, huh?
Basically, yeah. That's what
Awesome. All right, last question.
All right.
When you were a kid, young Bosslogic, little baby boss, what did you like to draw when you were a kid? Like, what was some of the stuff that sort of got you the juices flowing? Were you always drawing character type stuff? Did you jump right into Well, I know you did.
I think it was my own things
Yeah.
at the start, but then I went to Dragon Ball Z.
Really?
Yeah. And from Dragon Ball Z, just went to superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
but
awesome.
I still dabble with Dragon Ball Z stuff.
Yeah.
I still love it.
About how many pieces do you churn out a week?
Probably like 2-3 pieces a day at one point.
Really? And I could ask you a bazillion questions, and we're going to do it when we get on the stage
All right.
at 5 o'clock. But anybody have anything else before we...
I was wondering, are you self-taught? Did you teach yourself, like Photoshop and all that?
Yeah, so basically, I dropped out of school at year 11, and mostly because I was failing art class. I was just drawing.
What?
Yes. So
That's hilarious. That's a crappy art teacher.
And to study art and digital art back in Australia was expensive at a point. So fortunate enough that I was able to read magazines and have the internet and just learn from there. YouTube helped a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Code, Bosslogic, I really want to thank you for coming by the Chuckload of Comics
Appreciate
show.
it.
Really looking forward to getting up on that stage in just about 2 hours for your first ever Comic-Con panel. We are so honored that you choose us to moderate your very first ever panel.
Thank you.
And if you ever get invited to another Hollywood premiere, I just want to I'm available. I'll interview
Can you fly?
I can fly.
All right.
I will walk if that's what it takes. So I'll do your red carpet interview. Just give me a call and I'll be there.
All right.
So thanks a lot, man.
No worries.
I think we're ready to hit that stage in just about 1.5 hours.
1 hour, actually.
We're down to 1 hour. All right, so thanks a lot, guys. Stick around to Chuckload of Comics for live Ace Comic-Con coverage all weekend long right here on Chuckload of Comics on YouTube. So, guys, have a great con. We'll see you here next time.